Morning, YouTube. Today I find myself in deepest, darkest northern Florida. I'm on the banks of the Upper Swanee River at a boat launch. I decided to take a break from my usual or my customary spots of been staying at a lot of Lowe's parking lots and a few Walmart parking lots, a couple of Home Depots, like Lowe's, Wi-Fi. But today I decided to try a little something different. I went on freecampsites.net and found this place, the Cone Bridge Boat Ramp. There's about a mile long dirt road, sand road, into a nice paved area. Primitive spot. There's no facilities at all other than the boat ramp. So I'm going to take a walk down here and see what that is. So a couple of notes on what I've been going through. I'm using a GPS that's probably 15 years old, thereabouts, and it's one that can't be upgraded. I can't go online, and so every once in a while it's telling me to go straight and there's no road, or it's telling me to turn left and there's no left-hand turns. It's today coming here, it took me down a very sandy road. Put a couple shots of what I was going through, which took me right back out onto the hard road that I left. It was one great big loop. So I decided I was going to give up on that. I had read on that freecampsites.net the description on how to find this. This was right off of 441, where that had taken me down some other road. So I backtracked when I came back out and I recognized the sign, came back the way I was onto 441. A couple miles down the road, I saw the sign for boat launch, saw that it was the right road, so I came in. Who knew? So anyway, GPS, I've got maps. I pick up a map of every state. I've got a big atlas. I look at all those before I go. I don't trust the GPS all the way. It's taken me on some interesting journeys. Luckily, that road came back out where I'd recognize where I was, so it wasn't too bad. Let's see what else. Yeah, so that's just one thing that's been bugging me. I do have, I don't think I showed you guys because it's still an experiment, but up on the top of the bus, there's a big dark blue box with pipes coming out of it. That is an attempt at a solar water heater. My thought was put a big dark blue box of water up there. It'd be like a big garden hose. It's going to heat up. I've had 5 days of sun. Yesterday was one of them. I was able to take a shower. It was a little bit on the chilly side, but it wasn't cold. It was, let's call it refreshing. But it's nice having clean hair, and getting the sweat from the warm temperatures off. So someday I'll show you how I put that all together. Like I said, it's an experiment. We'll see how that goes. So I don't know what kind of critters live in here, so I don't plan on going in at all, but apparently there's a Looks like a house on the other side. We're not that far from, just north of here is the Okefenokee Swamp. And that's probably why the water is so brown. I'm sure there's a lot of tannin in it. But it's going to be a nice, quiet spot. Yeah, I sort of wish it was sunny, but I've been on the road just shy of a month. And in that month, I think I've had 5 days when it's been sunny all day. So I've stopped and stayed at a couple of campsites, and it did to be able to recharge after the long days of no sun. But I'm learning conserving energy. The solar has been keeping up very well for the most part. The little refrigerator I have definitely goes through some power. If I'm getting at least 35 watts in from the solar, I'll flip the inverter on and it will cool that refrigerator right down. When I was north of here, it wasn't a big problem. The nights were, even when I got down into Fayetteville, south of there, got into South Carolina, the the polar vortex was keeping the nights down into the 30s and 40s. So the refrigerator's been doing okay with that. Now that I'm where it's in the 60s at night, I think last night it got down to about 60. It hasn't been it wouldn't keep up with that. But what I've done is I'm keeping a little perishables. At this point, I mean, a lot of meatless meals, and which is fine. There's occasional fruit and vegetable stands on the way, supermarkets. I buy what I'm going to be using that day. So, I'm traveling every day. I probably need to think about getting some sort of 12-volt refrigerator. So I'm going to be looking into that. Some of the ones I've seen are they only get like 40 degrees lower than the average temperature, but when it's going to be in the 70s and 80s down here in Florida, that'll get it down to the 40s. So if I can get it down into around 45 or less, I'll feel a lot better about having the refrigerator going. I'm resisting the urge to put in a generator, but that's always a possibility. I prefer to put in a propane-powered, propane 110 powered refrigerator. But that's going to be over $1,000. I think Nomadic Fanatic just picked one up at a Camping World for like $1,200. I'm okay with putting it in. It's just affording to get it. So that's always been the problem. That's why I don't have one at this point. But hey, things will work out as they work out. So that's it right now. The bus is running pretty well. I've got a weird thumping noise. I don't know what it is. It's driving me crazy. It's not constant. It doesn't appear to be engine related. So I don't know. I'm going to see if I can figure that one out. But for now, from the Conebridge boat launch, you guys have a good night, YouTube. And tomorrow, I'll get a little farther into Florida. Hi, I'm Steve. This is my furry overlord, Cammy. And we're traveling around the country, checking out things. looking for those places that most people just sort of miss or never heard of. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, tell your friends and neighbors about it. And if you want to make a contribution, there's a button up there on my homepage. And as long as they last, every $5 you send, I'll send you a couple of stickers. So